Hey folks, welcome back to Money SG. The question is how to be rich after graduating from your college. And this will be one step higher than the previous video we talked about, right? Stage 0, where before you graduate, what should you do as a student? So this stage 1 will be one step higher after you have enjoyed your fun, traveled some holidays, do some side projects for your passion, or even signing up for stockbrokers to get your free money. Now, the next step is getting your first job. Some of you who may be more fortunate maybe have gotten a job before you even graduate, but maybe the rest of you may not even have a direction of where to find your first job. You see, I'm not a LinkedIn influencer, so I really don't have much experience in this kind of employment kind of stuff. But what I can share about my job hunting journey as a fresh grad was that it wasn't easy because my grades were quite mediocre. I got second lowest honors, and maybe that was a hurdle for employers to actually accept you because your grades are not considered really good. So I probably sent out about 100 over applications for my job, and I probably got into like 10 interviews or something before I got my first job. And just to share a bit, right, I graduated from the Nanyang Technological University of Accountancy. So I got an accounting degree, right? Most likely your path is only two ways: being an accountant or being an auditor. I did send my applications to the big 4 auditing firms, but none of them really accepted me or even got me to an interview, so that's fine. My path to an auditor is now blocked, so I went to the public accounting route. And after so many job interviews, I got my job offer as an accountant for my first job. So that is how my employment history started. Now, times have changed so much over the years, right? I think it's no longer about your degree. I think it's more about what the current market demands of your skills. And you can see it really happening right now, right? All the software engineers earning really big bucks due to demand and supply. Whereas like your oil and gas industries, which were really hot places back then, right? 10 years ago, earning big bonuses. You don't really hear of them anymore because right now like IT and software is really the future. Cybersecurity, data analytics, all that really sexy stuff. So I think if you really want to hunt for a job, it's really a balance between your skills, your passion, and the market demand and supply. Now, if you do not know what to go after, money or passion, I felt that if you don't really know anything yet, then just go for the money first. Because as a passion, I don't think you can survive in the current world because everything is going up, inflation is going up. So I don't know if your passion can fit you for the long term, but at least you have the money first, then you can do some passion as a side project, side hustle kind of thing. Then once your passion or your side hustle has picked up, then you can focus more resources on your passion. I think that's the way to balance things. So go for the money first, then once you have more resources and time, then you can work on your passion. So most likely after getting your first paycheck, you may be thinking how to spend this increased source of wealth coming from your job. You know, that's where your realities actually branch out because you have so many different routes in front of you, right? Whether you want to spend the money lavishly on parties, on high expenses, or you want to scream and save like a pauper. And then some of you may go and take it to do investing. Some of you may take it to do business. So you have like multiple realities ahead of you. And it's very important to decide which route you want to go with because most likely it will shape the way you think about money, and your relationship with money will start from the day you get your first paycheck. I cannot really comment on everyone's strategy because it may be relevant to that person at that certain point in time, and sometimes you may actually branch out to another reality, or you may hop to the next route because you felt that that route probably wasn't suitable for you. And I think that's okay because people do have to change over time, but that's when you really see some of your friends actually going after different things in life, and then your goals may not be aligned. Also, there's a harsh truth because once you started working, most likely you are distant away from some of the connections that may not really be meaningful to you. What I mean is that as a student, you all have an aligned goal, right? You all want to score well for your exams. That's why you all are friends. You all hang out together, go out together, eat together. And many people do have different goals in life, right? Some want to really climb the corporate ladder and will give their dedication to the work, and most likely they want to spend less time outside and more time focused on their work. While the rest maybe just want a slower pace of life, right? Just do what is required of the job. No one is really right or wrong here. It's really up to your own decisions, but you must be responsible for the decisions that you make. And that may be the time when your friends start to distance you, right? Because you all have different mindsets. Some of you want to chiong work, some of you want to be relaxed, some of you want to start a business, some of you want to do side hustles. And we all have a limited amount of time. So maybe your time is more focused on work, focus on side hustles, focus on your hobbies. You really do have less time to go and meet up your friends and go and hang out, go for social gatherings and whatnot. So that's what I'm talking about in your stage 1. Once you've gotten your first job, you really need to know what is your relationship with money, whether you want your money to work harder for you or you want to work harder for your money. But like I said, right, once you have your first paycheck, maybe it's a good time to really go and start tracking where is your money going into. okay? How much are you spending in a certain category, like your food, your transport, your bills, your utilities, or how much you want to spend on dating. Then it will be good to actually track all this spending, whether in an Excel spreadsheet or manually in your phone. I think this will be a good habit to have if you're starting our personal finance journey. Also, at this point, most likely you need to contribute to CPF, right? 20% from your own income and 17% from your employer. And CPF is a whole new complex topic on its own. I even have a full playlist explaining about the CPF and my own CPF strategies. So if you really do want to learn about CPF, just go and watch all the videos on that playlist. I think it's quite comprehensive. But if you think that CPF is really too difficult for you and retirement is such a far concept from you, I think you need to change that mindset, because you will not know how much you really need for retirement, and it's always better to start planning ahead. Now, people around your age, around 25, will probably tell you to start investing, but I beg to differ. I felt that unless you already have a pot of gold, like more than $10,000 in your bank account before you graduate, then you should not be thinking about investing first. I think it's more about spending your money wisely. And when talking about spending money wisely, I want you all to actually go and have a mindset, a growth mindset especially, because a growth mindset will actually help you to increase your income even further rather than saving your money. What I mean by a growth mindset is that we really need to grow internally and externally, right? You know of all these networking events that your school tell you to attend but you have no interest to go for because it's not meaningful to you? Yeah, I experienced that too, right? It's really not meaningful networking. What I mean by networking is within your circle of friends or within a wider circle, then you can meet people of similar interest to you, similar passion as you, similar people who have the same drive or positivity vibes, you know? Like for example, if you make some connection who is interested in personal finance, and most likely they are in my Telegram group right now, that's when you can network, make friends, talk about how to improve your personal finance and your investing journey. I think that will be a good growth mindset to have. Go and ask someone out for coffee, pay for their coffee. I think it's only like $7 at Starbucks, and get all the knowledge and wealth from him, right? Ask him to share about his journey, his stories, his success and his failures. Then you can actually learn from their lessons and avoid the pitfalls that they used to make, because it's better to be learning from someone else's mistakes than you yourself making that mistake, right? If you really do want to network, go and network with people who are meaningful in your lives and not some kind of stupid networking event that you feel are wasting your time. Also, some of you may think that going out lunches with your colleagues is really a waste of time, but I felt that if you do have a good working relationship with your colleagues, if you need their help next time, they will be more willing to help you, compared to someone who is always left out at lunches, company lunches, and you never socialized with them before, right? It's really hard to actually open your mouth and ask them for a favor. Or maybe if you're feeling generous, right, just go and buy your boss or your colleagues some bubble tea or coffee or tea, right? Just make somebody's life easier and happier. I think that will be a good networking as well. So life is really not always about saving money, right? Sometimes you have to spend strategically. All this you have to discover this yourself. No one will really teach these life lessons to you other than me. And I talk about managing your money well, right? Because now you don't have all those student deal discounts. You do have more responsibilities, and most likely if you are filial petty, you need to give your parents allowance. So I think that's all within your own self-control. How much you want to give is your own responsibility and your own decision. No one can really force you to it. You have to discover for yourself and decide for yourself what is the best approach. But you know, one good thing after working for 3 months is that you can actually start to apply for a credit card. Because remember, in my last video, I talked about getting that credit score with your student credit card, and that is with the Maybank card. So now you have your 3 months payslip, and most banks will actually accept you as a credit card customer if you can prove that you have at least 3 months of income payslips. So with that 3 months of income payslip, now you can start this very amazing thing called credit card churning, you know, like getting the sign up gifts while meeting the minimum spend. I talk about this in another video called credit card churning with free money. Now here are some of the examples of the first credit card you could get with each bank. For Citi, you can get the Citi Premium Miles card, and then for DBS, you can get the DBS Altitude Visa card. These two cards have no minimum spend, and they give you 2 airport lounge visits. So if you add these two cards together, you get 4 airport lounge visits per year. For American Express, you could get the True Cashback card that gives you 1.5% cashback on your GrabPay top-ups as well. And UOB Absolute Amex works the same way, but it gives you 1.7% cashback. All these things can top up to GrabPay. Lastly, for Standard Chartered and HSBC Revolution, these are more for sign-up offers, because their offers can be really attractive, more than $200 to $300 of sign-up gifts. So you can also sign up for these cards. But you know, don't sign up for all these credit cards all at once, because it does not look too well on your financial credit score if banks found out that every financial institution is checking your credit history. So if this is the first time you're watching my video and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm actually talking about starting personal finance from stage 0 when you have zero knowledge. And I talk about my stage 0 in my previous video over here. That is the stage before you even graduate as a college student. With that, thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.